Bro, yes, I want to add Grim. Here we go. Grim, what's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How about you?
Same, man. Same.
Let's see. Joel, Zay, C2, what's going on? During the Wolves game, too? I didn't know that the Wolves were playing right now. Shit, let's see. Grim, what is your fragrance of the day?
Oh man, I'm going with this cheap one I just got yesterday. This is Latafa Mashrabia
Is that a clone?
clone of Killian's Smoking Hot. Very nice, man. Very nice. It's got apple shisha, which is like if you go into a hookah smoke shop,
Mm-hmm.
apple shisha. It's got some caramel in the background, oud smoke, and tobacco. It
So,
smells like a smoky caramel apple.
so it is a gourmand fragrance.
Well, you already know, brother. We're Mind Gang over here.
You say oud smoke. Do you get like a whole oud vibe, or is it just like a smoky vibe?
It's a little more smoky. I'm not a fan of oud, brother. Like, if it's fecal barnyard, I'm out. It's not for me. I don't wear fragrances to smell like crap.
Right. DJ, what's going on? So my fragrance of the day. This is Hugo Boss Energize. I don't know if you've ever heard of this one, but to me, it's just this like citrusy, powdery juniper heavy fragrance. It's just like a good, cheap, fresh fragrance, but one that I like wearing.
That sounds decent.
It's like I don't know because it came out in like 2005, so it doesn't smell outdated or anything, but it's just like an outdoorsy like masculine fragrance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like something I'd be into, actually. It can't be always gourmands, especially when it's real hot.
Right. And like there's some gourmands that I do think work in the heat. I don't know if I'd really classify this one as a gourmand, but Mason Alhambra Bright Peach, it smells like peach rings to me, so I would say that it's gourmand, but Bright Peach would be like a good gourmand I think you could wear. And then have you tried Moscow Mule or no?
I have not. That's that Blue Moon Ginger Dash clone. I'm interested in it though. One of my subscribers actually said they're going to send me a sample of the OG.
Of the original one of these?
Yep.
Yeah. This one, I think it's good. It's kind of like in the realm of Nautica Voyage for like the first 10 minutes after you spray it, but it's just like a clean, fresh fragrance with some like ginger right off the top.
Nice. Yo,
Wearing,
what's up, Joel?
let's see. Joel says he's wearing intensely today. Got my bottle right here. Other Joel says scent of the day. I cannot read that. Hold on. What? Malinard ELSD?
Molinard, Isles, Dior.
Oh, I have no clue how to say that.
I
Just
might
thought
be
it was
wrong, bro.
dumb,
I'm
but I
I'm
got it.
not smart.
Hey Zay, thank you for stopping in, man. I feel like there are so Grim. What, in your opinion, is a fragrance that just kind of has like a dumb name to it? Like one that either doesn't make sense or just you don't feel like really fits the fragrance.
No, I've never thought about that one.
For
I'd
me,
have to look through my collection.
I'd say Latafa Amir Al Oud Intense Oud because it says oud twice. You'd think that there's like a oud heavy fragrance. It's a clone of By the Fireplace. There are two oud notes in it. I don't pick up on any of the oud, but that's just one that every time I think of the name, it kind of scratches my brain a little bit because why would they put oud twice if there's not like a strong oud in there?
Right.
Oof. Oh, Gold Island in French. That makes a lot more sense. I feel like I went from having only summer freshies and now only winter sweet ones. Got to get something new for the summer. Joel, honestly, I would say Game of Spades Full House. I'm very impressed with this one.
I second that. And if you have a little more money to spend, I'm all about some tropical fragrances for the summer. You cannot go wrong with tropical in the summer. It puts your mind on vacation at the beach.
Where? Oh, right here. Here's a good tropical one. Redline 2654. So like fruity, coconutty, sweet. Such a good fragrance. Joel always has the hardest scent of the day fragrances to pronounce. Well, he also has a bunch of like a bunch of the lesser known, more like indie brand fragrances, which I think is really interesting. I don't have a whole lot of like indie brand fragrances. I mean, would you classify as like City Rhythm as like an indie brand, or what would you classify them as?
Yeah, I'd say they're definitely indie niche. Um, they do their own thing. They're not like mass marketed at all
Mm,
kinds of stores. It's all like in-house stuff. And I think they're a very good brand. I know you're not a fan of Puerto Rico.
mm,
I actually love Puerto Rico though. Like I get, it's kind of like thick buttery,
mm.
but in the air that stuff is magical.
In the air,
Like
it was pretty good. I just remember like I tried it on my skin and I tried it on a tester strip, and I went to smell it. All I could smell was that butteriness. I was like, it smells great in the air. I do not want it to smell like that on me though.
but you got to think about it. Most people are not going up and like grabbing your arm and going, like I
Right.
had legit four nurses and one respiratory therapist when I was working in the ICU one day. They're like, I was wondering who smelled so good. What are you wearing?
Mm.
Like, and one of them came up and sniffed me three different times.
What
Like,
it's like, or sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, like, there's not a lot of fragrances that get that kind of a reaction.
Hmm. And I think like for me, the reason why that one didn't really work out for me is because I love like smelling the fragrances off me throughout the day. So whether it's just like, I lift up my shirt and smell it. So if I were to smell it, I would just smell that butteriness, and that would just not be it for me. But also, I feel like mango is kind of hard to pull off sometimes because I feel like a lot of the mangoes I've tried have ended up kind of being feminine. I don't know if you agree with Puerto Rico being feminine. To me, I wouldn't say it's feminine, but it's definitely like unisex. Like a girl could wear it and a guy could wear it, I think.
Yeah, so I think you're probably getting the femininity from the white florals in it, not necessarily the mango milk. So it's a
Mhm.
little more creamy mango.
Right.
Now have you tried God of Fire yet?
I've not tried God of Fire.
God of Fire, brother. Try God of Fire. That is not, you don't get feminine vibes. That's a juicy, sexy mango. Could a woman pull it off? Absolutely. But as a man, you're not gonna be like, oh, that's a little too ladylike.
Mhm.
That shit's just sexy.
I
Even
think
the clone I got.
the clone you have is that the mango ice one?
I have Mango Bliss. Now, I've heard people say Scepter Malachite is also very good and very close.
Mm.
That new one, Vulcan Fue,
Yeah, by French Avenue.
which, yeah, which French Avenue made Spectre Ghost. Spectre Ghost smells pretty close to like my Ani X. I have to try it, but it's $70 and I've already got one clone and I've got the OG.
Hmm.
My channel, I'm not big enough to be buying several clones of the same fragrance plus have the same fragrance. I'm buying fragrance for me
Hmm.
more than anything. Every once in a while, I'll get a clone to compare for my subscribers, but it's still for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I traded my LeBeau and my Sauvage. Might go LeBeau Le Parfum or Paradise Garden. I think between Le Parfum and Paradise Garden. So I don't really like Paradise Garden that much. It's not a bad scent, but it's just like I get more of just like a sunscreen vibe from it with like a little bit of coconut. I would say between those two, Le Beau Le Parfum would be better. About to buy a bottle of Omen Luxury Voyage, 10 ml of Mio Fushi Shioni Sogni? No clue.
he he just don't want you to be able to pronounce anything he's wearing.
Well, so also I think what's messing me up more is I don't have like the best vision, but like I'm a good solid like 3-4 feet away from my phone, so it's like harder too because then I have to like come close to it to read it. But Grim. So obviously, like a lot of fragrances ended up getting hyped up specifically on like TikTok. So I want to run through a couple fragrances that got hyped up on TikTok. If you don't have them, obviously, just tell me you don't have them or if you've never tried them. But if you have, I want to know your opinions. So the first one, stronger with you intensely. What do you think about intensely?
I don't have it, but I've smelled it. I do like it, but if you're not a fan of sweet, I would say it's not going to be for you.
Yeah, it's like a smoky cinnamon chestnut. Very sweet, but I definitely agree with you. If you do not like sweet fragrances, do not even try that one. Diego been hiding for a while ever since we got that dub the other night. We tying it up tonight. You guys good. Old Man Luxury Voyage, fresh flower, fresh incense, amber and ginger. Mio, that one is a fragrance by the perfumer that represents a trip to Japan. That sounds interesting. I like the fragrances that like are supposed to like replicate a place. Something like City Rhythm Austin, something like Manhattan. I think that those are like cool ideas, and like obviously you're not going to be in Austin, Texas, and it's going to smell like this cologne, but it's just like it's a good idea that I enjoy. Um, Sauvage Elixir. What are your thoughts on Sauvage Elixir, Grim?
Once again, I don't have that one. It's been a while since I've smelled it. I was a fan, but the only time I was like ready to pull the trigger on that was one of those times I had already bought 4 fragrances for the day,
Right.
and I couldn't justify the size of the bottle for the price with the fact I had already spent several $100s.
Right. Well, and I was pretty fortunate. I traded Born and Roma Intense for this. I think Born and Roma Intense is good, but it's
Not
not
as good as
special.
that.
Like well, because here's the thing. There are so many fragrances that just center around like lavender and vanilla where it's like a Born and Roma Intense doesn't really stand out. Lamal EDT doesn't really stand out. A lot of the fragrances that just focus on that combo, they smell good and they'll be pretty mass appealing, but they don't really stand out.
And once you've been like me, I have a decent amount of niche fragrances in my little collection back here.
Right.
And once you've smelled enough niche, a lot of the designers, like, they have the same, almost like the same blends. So when you smell, a blend in this one and the next one uses something along the lines of that blend and their take on something else, they all tend to kind of smell the same.
Hmm. Well, and I mean, I definitely do think a part of that is just that being that designers are really trying to go for just like overall mass appealness, where the niche fragrances, that's where you get very artistic fragrances like Mancera Tonka Cola. I don't know if you've ever tried this one, but I love this one. And like City Rhythm Austin, you get a lot of these niche fragrances where they're not going to be for everyone, but if you like them, they're so good.
Well, and then you also run into the fact that the same the same people own numerous different brands.
Hmm. Well, it's like Zerzhov owns Sospira, and then
Yep.
like Mancera owns Montal, and then what? Now Prada owns Versace, which they pay like $1 billion for Versace, which I don't know if I'm just like crazy, but I feel like that's really low to buy the whole Versace brand.
Yeah.
My bad, Micah. I didn't realize you hit me up a few minutes ago. What do you need? So C2. I was gonna see if you wanted to go live, but you didn't respond to me, so I hit up Grim. So that's what it was. What fragrance of mine represents the Timberwolves the best? Hmm. I mean, I guess in Minnesota it kind of gets cold, so good like cold weather fragrance. Something that smells like winning. We go Nishani Ani X-ray. What's good, Jason?
Yo, what's up, Jason?
What is okay? So, do you have any fresh gourmand fragrances in your collection, or no?
Oh, what would you consider fresh gourmand?
Well, like I would say, like Dior Homme Cologne could be a fresh gourmand because it smells like a lemonade. I would say like Nishani Ani be like a fresh gourmand because it smells like a citrusy, like caramel sugar cookie, where it still has that fresh vibe to it. But I guess like majority of like the fresh gourmands tend to have a bunch of like citrus in them, smelling like lemonade or something like that.
Got you. Well, I do have Nishani Ani X. I have Mancera Lemon Lime, which smells straight up like Lemonhead's candy. I know I think it was Brian saying that like the Eros Energy smells like Lemonhead candy and I have Eros Energy, but I get more of a fresh squeezed lemon from Eros Energy.
Right.
You want to talk about Lemonhead candy? Mancera Lemon Lime, and it actually smells amazing.
I think that like I definitely do want to get some more Manceras because I only have two, Tonka Cola and then Instant Crush, which these are both phenomenal fragrances. Have you tried Instant Crush?
I have not. I've heard it's the BR540 DNA. I'm not a huge fan of BR540 DNA. I got like a 10 ml and ended up giving it away because I wasn't feeling it.
Of the real Baccarat Rouge?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, the interesting thing, I did not like the Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. I got this fragrance. This is like, I love this one. I don't know what's different with this one from like the standard 540 DNA, but I really do enjoy this one. But also, Manceras are pretty strong. Now, one thing I've heard is like Amore Cafe. It's like a pretty long lasting fragrance, but it doesn't project the best. But like Instant Crush and Tonka Cola, I do about 3 sprays with them. I get like 4 to 5 feet of projection. Those are probably like the strongest fragrances in my collection.
I will say, for one, Amore Cafe is amazing. Um, as far as projection though, I had the different experience. For me, it's beast mode. I sprayed it on skin for my unboxing video, I believe that I did, and I got in the shower and I scrubbed my hand like 3 different times. Not like this little wash, and
Scrubbing, scrubbing.
I was scrubbing that shit 3 times, and after that, it was still like from this far away, I could smell it projecting in the shower.
The reason why I brought that up is because I know Brian was saying that it lasts long on him, but it doesn't project well on him, which is why I, brought it up. But like, I don't know. I feel like Amore Cafe really does interest me. Would you say it smells more like straight up like a coffee or just like a dessert with coffee in it?
I get heavy on the coffee, which is why when I very first got it, I kind of was a little disappointed. I expected it to be an overload of the vanilla ice cream.
Mhm.
Um, but putting that expectation aside, after I like let it dry down, like I came around to it and realized like, wow, this is actually very unique in my collection. I could start to smell the um the alcohol note. What is it? What I can't even think of the note that's in that.
Cognac?
No, not cognac. Amaretto sour.
Oh, wow.
I could smell that with the coffee, some vanilla bean ice cream. I could smell like some caramel and vanilla in the background, cinnamon, and I could also, and my maybe it's my mind because I know that amaretto sour they put a little cherry in there. I could even get a little cherry in that. It could be a mental thing though.
Yeah. So, speaking of fragrances that you had to come around to, what is a fragrance that you didn't like that much, and now it's like at the top of your list, or one that you reach for a lot?
Man, Sarah Silver Blue.
That one sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's like a caramel woods. It's nice. I actually wore it for a week straight, which is rare for someone with over 200 fragrances.
So, you said caramel woods. Is that one like gourmand, or is it not gourmand?
It's not as gourmand. I don't get a whole lot of caramel. I feel like it's a good enough blend that one doesn't overpower the other. It's a good balance
Hmm.
and heavily complemented.
Yeah. I think like the big appealing thing with Mancera is you can get a 4 ounce bottle of a fragrance that's probably gonna last a long time and probably gonna project pretty well for like under $100. That's the real appealing thing with Mancera. And then Montal is known for being strong, but they're owned by Mancera. But I notice on average, Montal like the cheaper Montals tend to be way cheaper than like the normal cheaper Manceras. But a lot of the Montals stay more expensive than Manceras, which doesn't make sense because you get more liquid out of the Manceras.
Right. Yeah. So I have Chocolate Greedy and Arabian's Tonka, both by Montal. And of course, both are Mancera and Montal, all perfumed by Pierre Montal.
Hmm.
Mancera, in my mind, is just better all the way around. The magnetic caps, I like the bottles. I think those bottles for, yep. Oh, I might have to grab my, so y'all were talking about the magnetic caps on Mind Games.
Hmm.
I'll grab my 2 Mind Games I got in a second here. But I think those cheap aluminum bottles feeling half empty and the atomizers are trash on Montal. I think Mancera is the better buy for sure.
Well,
And I gravitate towards their scents over the other ones.
and honestly, it doesn't make that much sense either because like as you were saying, the Montals kind of have like cheaper packaging, cheaper bottles and stuff like that, just an all around cheaper feel. I would think it would be opposite because I would have thought Montal, like literally having his name on it, I was thinking that he'd go crazy with the fragrances, but it seems like they try harder with the Manceras as well.
Yep. So Mind Games Blockade.
Well, that's so satisfying. So like, here's my thing. I love just the sounds of magnetic caps.
And here's your French defense. Obviously, I would never grab by these, but that just, how strong the magnets are on these.
Yeah, I think
Take it.
like even these Savages, they have pretty decent magnetic caps, but the best magnetic caps in my collection, definitely the Manceras. Very sturdy, feels very good. I'm thinking of one magnetic cap that I don't hate in my collection, but that's just not that good. Aqua de Gio Parfum just falls off. But Aqua de Gio Parfum is amazing. Do you have any of the Aqua de Gios? I would assume you do, but you might not.
I only have a sample of the elixir that my lady at Dillard's hooked me up with, and like a 7 ml of the OG.
What were your thoughts on the elixir?
I actually like the elixir, but I'm not paying 160 for a 60 ml.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, if it drops down to the point where it's like 120, $130, I think that would be worth it because granted it kind of just smells like the original Aqua de Gio, but it lasts actually a long time. I tested it out at my Dillard's, did one spray on my hand. I got like 9, 10 hours of longevity with that one. That one was pretty strong. But Parfum I think is good. Profondo is good. Do you like m- mineral heavy fragrances?
Not really on the mineral heavy.
Profondo has a lot of it's just like mineral heavy opening. Not a whole lot of people like it. I love that opening. It's just like it just adds that aquatic feel. Like if you strictly just want a super aquatic fragrance, I think Profondo is best option for that.
You definitely need to get your nose on Michael Malul Ocean Noir.
I've heard okay, so how similar is the Ocean Noir comparison to Dylan Blue? Because I've heard left and right, it smells just like Dylan Blue.
Nope. I
Why?
have both
Why do you think people compare it to Dylan Blue?
because they're blue. I think
That
that's the only
that's the
reason.
only, okay.
I have both, and I reach for Ocean Noir 10 times more often than I reach for Dylan Blue.
Do you
There
feel like
must be a reason.
do you feel like Ocean Noir is like more mature than Dylan Blue?
I don't even think it's mature. I think people would associate Dylan Blue with being more mature because it's older.
Right.
I just think Ocean Noir is it's one of my most complimented fragrances. And there's just something about it. Ocean Noir is amazing, and you should be able to sample that at any of those center kiosks in the mall.
I
They should
so
have it.
so
Spray it
I'm
on skin, walk away, and see what you think throughout the day.
I'm kind of unfortunate. I have a Sephora, which is like one of those like little Sephoras in the like Kohl's, and then I have Ulta, but none of those stores carry any niche fragrances. My Dillard's in my mall, which we don't have any fragrance kiosks in my mall. The Dillard's we have, they just started to get some Michael Malol fragrances. Ocean Noir was not one of them, unfortunately, but sage and something was one of the ones that I had tried. I didn't really think it was that good. But how's the like longevity with Ocean Noir? Because I've heard some people say that Michael Malol fragrances don't really last.
I get at least 10 hours out of Ocean Noir.
That sounds good. And if I'm not mistaken, you can pick it up for pretty well, not like cheap, but it's not too expensive. It's less than like 150 at some discounters, I want to say.
Some places have it for 120. Honestly, you can pick that up for $60.
You pick it up for where?
Um, well, I have a place out by me. They'll do a buy one get one free,
Mm,
and they'll sell the one bottle for 120,
mm,
so equal 60.
right.
A&R perfumes. Um, all day long, that shit is worth $60.
Well, if
Definitely.
it
I could try to find you a place that sells it for 60 if you're willing to blind buy it. I'll look around and I'll send it to the group chat.
I think I'd definitely be intrigued in it. Like it's been one that I've been intrigued in the whole time. And then when people started throwing around the Dylan Blue comparisons, I love Dylan Blue. So my thought process was like, oh, if it's similar to Dylan Blue, I may like it. But I hate the fragrances where people say like, oh, this is similar to something, but it smells like exactly the same. That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
I might spray them both on tester here and see because I'm I'm quite sure I prefer Ocean Noir over Dylan Blue all day long. But now that you're saying that, I'd hate to be so sure and tell you and you get it and be like, fucking Grim G, it smells exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully they smell different. Kobe was going on, King was going on. Was this collab last minute? Yes. Mike, you need a more cafe? I will get more cafe. Ocean Noir so good. 110. Let's go Wolves. Are you just saying let's go Wolves because they're playing, or did they win? If they're still playing, C2, please update me on the score.
Nah, way different. I could tell off smelling off the cap. This still smells like a nice oceanic blue.
Mm-hmm.
This dry down smells like that Ambroxan, just Ambroxan cologne smell.
Right.
This all day long. I'm telling you, bro.
Would you say Ocean Noir is necessarily like fresher than Dylan Blue, or what?
Honestly, I think this is more mass appealing. Definitely feels fresher. It doesn't seem as synthetic because of this is like an Ambroxan bomb
Right. Well, it has that Embroxin, and it has like the like
and
synthetic water
incense.
and stuff in it.
Yeah,
I even feel like
um,
saffron can kind of come off as like synthetic.
yeah. I'm telling you, this does not smell like. I don't even got to spray it. This does not smell like this. This is way better than this.
Well,
Might be a hot take.
I will probably give it a shot if I can find it for cheap. There was really
Yeah.
oh they were down by double digits. Now they're going on a run. What's the score, C2? Opinion of Dior Sauvage EDT. I think Sauvage is still good. I mean, you're not gonna really stand out if you wear it, but from my experiences wearing this, it definitely does pull compliments, and you will get noticed when you wear that fragrance.
Yeah, way different.
And I mean, shit, because now I'm really intrigued with Ocean Noir. Is Ocean Noir similar to like anything that comes to mind, or different?
For me, it's not similar to anything. It's just out of all my fragrances that I have, I get ocean vibes out of this more than anything.
So you would say it's like a pretty aquatic fragrance.
Yep.
That one looks really good. And I mean, also here's the thing: you like gourmand fragrances, and you're recommending that as like one of your top freshies. So I should probably respect that and at least sample it out if I don't, get a full bottle.
I'll look around and see where I can find it for you for the cheapest, and I'll send it to the group chat.
Sounds good. If I had to buy another bottle of Ocean Noir, I'd pay up to 180. Would you agree with that, Grim?
I wouldn't agree, but that's only because I know I can get it for 60. I will tell you this, I do have a backup bottle of Ocean Noir.
Oh, okay. So it's oh well because what you did the well, I cannot talk. You did the buy two get one free or the buy one get one free.
Well, actually, my friend wanted to get one and he didn't want to buy two. I said, bro, grab me Ocean Noir and I will. So, this is an unopened box right here.
You could just send that to my house right now. No, I'm playing.
But hey, that's how good this shit is, bro. I'm not lying. This is one of my most complimented. I love this. Very versatile, very fresh, oceanic smelling. This is fire.
I've heard also the atomizers on Ocean Noir is like really good.
Uh,
Is it not?
oh,
Is it pressurized or no?
I think it is actually pressurized. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's pretty. That's really intriguing me, honestly. Brian, what's going on? Editing vid, so I can't be too active. Hey, you're good, man. 32-28, Lakers up by 4. We could come back. We could come back. But Grim, your thoughts on Savage EDT? Think it's worth it?
Like
Think
it.
it's not worth it?
I, I might get roasted for this too. I have a backup bottle of Savage EDT.
I mean, I don't see why people hate on this. Like, other than it being popular. Like, here's the thing: the only argument you ever hear with this one is, "Oh, it's so popular. It's way too popular to be wearing." Well, why is it popular? Because for
Because
an
it's good.
EDT, it's very strong. Women especially love this one on guys. There's like there's no reason why Savage should get the hate, but and I mean Savage Elixir is just on a whole nother world compared to Savage. But they're still both super good fragrances. I don't get why a fragrance can get hate because it's popular. Because you're saying I'm hating on this fragrance because it gets loved.
Right.
Makes no sense. You should let me hold that, Grim. Grim, you should let him hold that fragrance real quick.
Y'all definitely need to get your nose on it. Hate to stray away. King, let me know. Are we still going live tonight? That was the plan, so I haven't heard anything different yet.
Picked up Paradise Garden not too long ago. Grim, do you have Paradise Garden or have you tried it?
Yeah, I have Paradise Garden. I have three JPGs. I have Lamel Elixir, LeBeau EDT, and Paradise Garden.
You like the EDT of LeBeau or Paradise Garden more?
I feel like Paradise Garden, I like a little more. I feel like it's just a little more versatile because of the green with it.
Hmm.
I like them both though.
I think for me, like LeBeau is a fragrance I feel like I can wear year round, definitely in the summer. And this one is sweet enough to cut through the cold in the winter. From my personal experiences, you live in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
that's pretty far up north. I live in Montana. It's pretty far up north, so we get some pretty hard winters up here. This is still a fragrance that I continue to pull out in like the middle of a blizzard. I would wear this fragrance just because the sweetness cuts through it. My only thing with Paradise Garden is I don't get that much coconut in there, which I love coconut. But I don't know if I'm just geeking, but to me, Paradise Garden smells just like Tommy Vibrant Summer,
Mm,
just minus the like greenness, but pretty much that like suntan, that slight coconut suntan vibe I get in Paradise Garden smells just like Vibrant Summer.
I've never thought about that. I'll have to spray them side by side and see what I think on that. For me, a lot of people ask me, what's my favorite JPG though? For me, the other two are more spring and summer fragrances. If I'm
Right.
rocking a JPG in the winter, it's going to be Le Mans Elixir because it's thick and heavy.
I like Lamal Elixir. That was one I actually ended up selling that one. It's good. It's definitely good. For me though, the like cool weather JPG I reach for more often, Ultramall. I don't know why, but so it kind of does look like Le Male Parfum a little bit, but so many people comment, they're like, "That's Le Male Parfum," as if I don't know what cologne I have in my cologne. There are just some people that are just like some people, I swear, they think of like a general idea to comment, and then their brains just like turn off, and then they just like send the comment, and it's like, dude, what are you even trying to say here? My opinion,
Right.
best. Oh, between the two, Prada L'Homme Intense or Luna Rosa Black. I haven't tried Prada L'Homme Intense. I've tried Prada L'Homme, but I know that Prada L'Homme Intense is a lot better, is a lot more comparable to Luna Rosa Black. So I got no clue. Where are you selling your elixir? Oh, I already sold it. Bro, Spice Plum Night Vision EDP comparable to Leighton when it comes to scent profile. I don't have Night Vision EDP. I have the EDT, which to me the EDT and the EDP smell pretty much the same. I think Leighton's way different. The Spice Bomb Night Vision line is like fresh green apple woodsy fragrance, where Leighton you kind of get like a minty warm cinnamon green apple. Let's see. What
See, that
is
sounds more like my bad. That sounds more like PDM Greenlee if they were trying to compare a PDM to Night Vision, but I've not smelled Night Vision.
I wouldn't even say Night Vision reminds me of Greenlee, which Greenlee was a great fragrance. I kind of regret trading that one, but I got a super good deal for Greenlee, so I wasn't like super upset because I traded Arabian's Tonka for Greenlee. So I got a 4.2 ounce of Greenlee for like $110, which I was very happy with that trade. And then I got like $350 out of it with what I traded. So I profited like $240. And what fragrance am I thinking of? Oh, you have Hawass Fire. What other Hawasses do you have? Do you have all of them or what?
No, so I smelled Hawass Elixir, and I do like that little chocolate twist with it. But once again, it's an interpretation of Lamal Elixir.
Right.
I have black, I have the OG, and I have fire. I hear that ice is basically the OG with some mint. I'm not a huge fan of the OG, so I had no interest in trying ice.
I think I don't get any mint with ice. Here's my thing. This is almost it's almost a fusion between like YSLY EDP and like I wouldn't even say like Hawass, but more of like a mix between Invictus and YSLY. Because with the original Hawass, like yeah, it smells like Invictus, but it has that like kind of like slightly spicy synthetic side to it. I don't really get that with Hawass Ice. Hawass Ice I think is great. Um, but it does smell close to the original, just with like that, like mixed with YSLY EDP.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of the YSLY line myself, so
So
I
you
don't know. I
probably,
might get ice just to see, and when I do that, then I'll have to get elixir, so I have all of them in the collection. But
I think ice is worth it just because I think I paid like $29 for this off Amazon, so it is just getting cheaper and cheaper. But I think it's pretty worth it. Agree or disagree with me on this? Versace Eros Flame is more than just like a cool weather fragrance. It's one that you can wear year round.
I can see that. I like Flame. I'm not a fan of the OG Eros at all. I have an 8 ml of the EDT, and that's all I need of that. But I'll
I
rock
think
that, and I will rock Energy all day over the OG.
I think the original Eros is good, but it definitely is just like a very youthful fragrance. It doesn't like that's one where when you smell it, people's brains automatically go to like someone like high school age or something like that, where like Eros EDP or especially Eros Flame, like this one, it still has the Eros DNA in it, but it smells so much more just like grown up. And Eros Flame is just one that people smell it and either they love it or they hate it. Fortunately, I love it.
I think it's a good one.
Volnet, what's going on? Is that all the cologne? This is all of it, yes. Bro, Mike, can you remember the days you had the big water bottle would tell us hydrate ourselves so our fragrances would last longer? I don't have my water bottle with me right now. It's in my room. But honest, and I kind of
Yeah, I'll remind y'all.
yeah,
Y'all
there we
stay
go.
hydrated.
But see, now here's my thing. I wouldn't even say it like because I was trying to give people a tip. It's just I'd be talking and my mouth would get so dry, and I'd be like, "Give me a second. We need to all stay hydrated," and then I would just drink. Arrow's flame smells like toilet water. LW, get out the chat. Club de Nuit. I've never tried Club de Nuit. I've heard it's good, but I'm not a huge Aventus fan. One fragrance that I am going to be ordering eventually, Latafa Caid Al Farsan. I've heard that that one is like a mix between like 540 and Aventus, so I do want to try that one. But
Nah,
no, is it not?
nope, absolutely not.
That's
Something
what King's telling.
closer. Something closer would be 9 p.m. Rebel.
Wait, do you have Caid Al Farsan?
Yep. Yeah, this smells closer to like an Aventus BR 540 kind of a twist. Kite Alfrasan is much more simple. This is a little better, but I love that it smells like juicy pineapples, like straight up pineapple juice. That is not what people are telling you it is. If
So,
if you want that, go for this.
well, King was saying that it starts off just like very like citrusy, like Aventus, and then well, like citrusy pineapple, like Aventus, and then he said that it kind of has like I believe he said like a saffron vanilla dry down, which is what gives him like the 540 vibes. Ooh,
Mm,
let's see. Why are they all off the shelf? So these
then
are
he
off
needs
the shelf.
this.
I do want to pick up 9 p.m. Rebel. My only thing is, I feel like if I were to pick up, because like I think 9 a.m. Dive is pretty decent. 9 p.m. Rebel does look good, but I don't know. I'm so scarred from the original 9 p.m. That one is not good to me. That one's not good. I love Ultramall. 9 p.m. just does not do it for me. But all my fragrances are out here in like less than an hour. I'm doing this thing called it's like Wheel of Fragrance on I don't know if you know who this is, Grim, but the guy's name is Scent Bubble. But I'm doing this thing. It's called like Wheel of Fragrances. So I just pulled out all my fragrances because I wanted to redo like my setup. I don't know how I want to organize them because I just had them by like brand, but I kind of want to do like I'll have my freshies all on one row. I'll have my warm weather fragrances or like cool weather fragrances on another one. But yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to explain why they're all out here, but I kept beating around it. Um,
For me, that would be difficult
What?
because, like, for me, I decided to do mine kind of more by house
Right.
because PDM, you got like Carlisle, Altair, those are more the heavier or thicker winter, and then you got Perseus. So I'd have to have part of my PDMs over here and part of them over here.
Hmm.
To me, they just look better. All your PDMs right here, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and like I do like that, and that is what I was doing, but I kept running into this issue where like because like the bottles will be different. Say for example, I would have like my Armani Code, and then I'd have like my Aqua di Gio Profondo. I'd have it where the Profondo is a wider bottle than Code, where I would have like more like fragrances kind of shifted over closer to Code, and then when I go to put the fragrances away, they get all like off track and loose, which is why I think maybe what I might try is say, I have my fresh fragrances. I would have Aqua di Gio Profondo, and then my other Aqua di Gio right in front of it. But I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do. I could also just still go by house, but just reorganize them and change them, which I think more or less I'm not looking for. Like I want my specific fragrances in a row. I think more or less I just want like a change with how they look.
So I could show you kind of how mine is set up, which I'm not an expert. You could take this advice or lose it. So Amazon sells these little racks where it's like 3 tiers,
Hmm.
which is a decent little setup, and I'll show you. So I wasn't keeping cologne boxes because unless I liked the box,
Right.
but this is what I'm doing now, and it's working for me to where you can kind of. So that's on top of a box, and these are the little shelves.
Hmm.
So they're kind of easier to see and get to everything.
Right.
And then back in here, like
That
I
looks
just did that.
really good, Grim. I think for me, like I could do that because what I have is I just have like this shelf, so I could like get some of those little rack things, but I don't know because like they're kind of expensive. Like they're not insanely expensive, but as soon as you start ordering like a bunch of them, then the price starts adding up.
Well, I would just get them here and there. Like
Right.
I only have two of those racks like that.
Oh, I was thinking like you had like them for every fragrance in your collection.
No.
What was I thinking of? What's a clone fragrance that you think like really hits it spot on?
What's that?
What's a clone fragrance that you think like really hits what it's cloning like right on the dome?
Ooh, so I don't do a whole lot of clone stuff. I did get a few clones just because some of my subscribers are like, I really want God of Fire, but I can't pay that price. And it's like, yeah, I definitely get that. So I did get that Mango Bliss.
Hmm.
Now, I don't put like a percentage or a 1-to-1 on them. I will say, in the opening, Mango Bliss is more heavy on that lemon, but after about 20-25 minutes, that shit has got a fire.
Hmm.
So, get past that opening and you're good. Altair and Liquid Brune for the price, Liquid Brune is fire.
Right.
Liquid Brune is so nice, but I will say this. It does get very close, and people say it's a 1-to-1. I don't know that I can say that. I will tell you this. I've had people blind react to both, not knowing which one is Altair and which one is Liquid Brune,
Hmm.
and every single time they pick Altair. Altair and God of Fire will never not be in my collection.
Right. I think a clone that I really think hits it on the spot. This is Latafa Mahir Legacy. It's a Steadley clone. The only difference I get is this has like a slight incensey vibe, and it's weird because it it's not even like a smoky incense, but it's almost like if you just like had your incense stick and you were just smelling it like before you had lit it up. So it's like that's like 95% Sedley with just a little bit of incense in there. So it makes it a little warmer, but it's very, very close. And then the only difference too, since Sedley, I want to say is like an eau de parfum. This is an EDT. I noticed that the citrus is almost like a little more of a poppy citrus, just because the concentration is down a little bit more than an eau de parfum. Bought 2 bottles of Vulcan Fue, which is a clone of God of Fire. I had to go smell my Sauvage, the hate. Oh, OMG, all the hate. Oh, OMG, why the hate is all I'm saying. It smells amazing. Yeah, like it smells good. Now, granted, you will run into some people who are wearing it, but all around, if you just want like all around your Eroses are going to be good, your Blue Day Chanel's are going to be good, your Chanel Allures are going to be good, Sauvages, all those like big fragrance lines that yes are popular. They're popular for a reason. They're all pretty much going to be safe. I think another really good line, the Prada Luna Rosa line. I have 4 from the Luna Rosa line, and I think the worst rated one I would say, like one I like the least, would be like Ocean, and that one's still like a 8 out of 10 for me.
Yep. And I'll add this. I feel like the hate just comes from the fragrance community,
Mm-hmm. That's
not the average person.
what do you have from the Prada Luna Rosa line?
I just have Prada Black, and I have like an 8 ml of the EDT, and I have the Le Parfum.
I like. Oh, you're talking about Luna Rosa Le Parfum or the Luna Rosa
Um,
Ocean Le Parfum.
yeah,
I think that one's decent. I like that one. Only thing is, it's pretty expensive. Now, I mean, it probably has gone down in price on discounters, but it was decently expensive. But also, it smelt good and it lasted a pretty long time. Um, but you said you also have black and the EDT. Do you like the EDT? And what are your thoughts on black?
I like the well, it's the Ocean EDT, and I
Oh,
it
you
just
ocean. Okay, that makes more sense.
yeah.
My bad.
No, I like
So
the Ocean EDT.
I think
As far as
ocean's good.
black, sorry. As
No, you're
far
good.
as black though, I wasn't feeling it at first. It was a blind buy, and I thought, damn, this is pretty powdery. But after a few wearings, I kind of was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, I like it now. It did have to grow on me a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. The only thing that I dislike about it is as soon as you spray it, well, at least whenever I spray it, I get like a shit ton of pepper in the opening. But after it's dried down, you just get that like beautiful like vanilla ambery combo. It's amazing. It's so good. What rating you have Prada Luna Rosa Black from 1 to 10? 10 being the best. Think about buying it. I mean that one, Prada Black. Like there's not much I can think that's wrong about it. Great
You
smell, good
you have to
longevity.
like powder.
Well, yeah, okay. If for someone who doesn't like a powdery scent, I would say definitely stay away from it. If you do like powdery fragrances, though, that's probably going to be like a 10 out of 10. If you strictly like powdery fragrances, like that will totally be up your alley. More epic randomness, what's going on? What's a fragrance that you don't see why people enjoy it?
uh oh shit. I had one. Let me think. BR 540.
I can see like why women specifically like it. There are some iterations that I like, but really the only one that I like with the 540 DNA is Instant Crush. Blue Day Chanel. That's one that I don't get why people really love it. What are your thoughts on the Blue Day Chanel line?
I feel like I already have enough blues that I have not added it to the collection. I mean, I guess as a collector or a reviewer slash influencer, I should have it, but I can wait.
I think it's like here's the thing. If you just want like a good citrusy clean fragrance, the Blue Day Chanel line is good, but I feel like people try and hype it up and make it seem like it's a lot more special than it truly is because when you think about it, there's so many just like citrusy fresh fragrances and there's so many clones of Blue Day Chanel. And then you run into that issue of Chanel's don't really get discounted that much, where regardless or not, you're paying pretty much full price for the bottle, no matter what.
Yep.
Uh,
My Chanel that I got it because I was at the duty free store, so at least I saved the tax.
right. But you still had to pay a pretty penny for it.
Oh yeah, it was still like 150. But one of my subscribers when I first started my channel told me you need to do a review on Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. So I saw it and I had to smell it and I was like, "Oh, damn, that's actually nice." So I did cop it.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the original Chanel Allure Homme, and I really like Allure Homme O Extreme. That one's good. Um, what are your thoughts on Dior Homme Intense?
I like it. I do have a 150 ml bottle of it. It's just hard for me to find occasions to wear it
Mhm.
because if you could tell by looking at me, I'm not a classy gentleman.
Right.
No, I'm more ghetto over here. I'm not that sophisticated, but it is a very nice scent, and I have rocked it to work. I test all my fragrances at work. I
Mhm.
work around so many nurses. I work 12-hour shifts. So many gorgeous women. Like that's where I test all my stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it was weird. I really did not like Iris. I don't know what about it. I did not like it. But my taste definitely has matured. And now something like Dior Homme Intense, which is like a very Iris heavy scent, I am coming around to them actually liking them more. Another one with Iris, which I always loved, would be like Armani Code Eau de Parfum. I love the Armani Code DNA. I don't get why some people also try and hate on like the original Armani Code. I don't know how people try and hate on that one. To me, fantastic fragrance.
Well, some people just love to hate, man.
Exactly. Mike just hit me with a stray. I love Blue de Chanel. Hey, I did, King. Hear me out, Micah. Dot dot dot. Dylan Blue.
Ocean Noir. Enough
I,
said.
hey,
Ocean Noir.
I will. I if I can find a good deal on it, Grim. I promise you, I will try it.
I'll look around. I'll send it in the group chat if I find a good one.
Have you tried Dior Homme Cologne?
I have at the duty free store, and I was up in the air between that and the Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche, and I went with the Edition Blanche
Mhm.
because I already had Jimmy Choo Man Ice, which they say is very similar.
Which I tried Jimmy Choo and Ice. I can see the comparison because, like, yes, they are very just like fresh, airy, citrusy fragrances. Um, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a comparison that often gets thrown around where it's like I can see it, but that that's not the whole story with it. The one thing I will,
Right.
you cannot buy this fragrance expecting good longevity. It's cologne formulation. Like you're not gonna get good longevity. But oh, it smells heavenly. It smells so good.
Yeah, it was tough to pick between because I also was going to get Bulgari Glacial Essence
Hmm.
at the same time, and I'm like, oh shit, like I want all of these.
Right.
But you can't take them back. You can only get by with a 3.4 ounce.
Were you doing a carry-on bag or what?
So yeah, carry on, but I don't even think you could take it in your carry on.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, because like with carry on, you can only have like the 3.4 ounces of liquid or whatever. But if you put your fragrance, like if you're putting your bag under the plane where you have to like like you have a check bag or whatever it is, you can take as much liquid as you want. Which a lot of influencers, they'll legit like a lot of them when they go to Dubai, they'll either they'll like buy a whole extra suitcase and then they'll just fill it up with their fragrances. But it doesn't make me jealous, but I always think it's so cool seeing all of the fragrance influencers like when they come back from Dubai and they're like, "Hey everyone, these are all the fragrances I picked up in Dubai," and they have like a whole thing of fragrances. What's the difference?
Gotcha.
Or sorry, you go.
I just say, yeah, I got you. I always worried that like I don't understand the rules, and that I would buy a bunch of cologne, and they'd be like, "Oh no,
You
no
can't.
sir, you can't do that," and I'd have to basically try to sell them at the airport for ten
Right,
dollars.
right. What's the difference between the original Eros and Eros Flame? Um, Eros. So to me, I think the simplest way to describe the original Eros is it opens up with a mint and apple combo, and then it's like a pure vanilla dry down. With Eros Flame, you get like kind of like punched in the face by the citrus in the opening. Then you get like some rose, some pepperiness, that vanilla, of course, and then just like a nice like woodsiness to it. Grim, what do you think? Okay, so I don't know why, but I feel like this fragrance just kind of like matches your look, kind of matches your vibe. What do you think about Dracar Noir?
I, I almost feel like that's an insult.
I don't mean it to be an insult, but when I smell
This
Dracar
is the
Noir,
old guy cologne.
I think of like a biker in like a leather jacket. I don't know why.
I mean, I have it. Someone gave it to me for Christmas. It's a little too dated for
Mm,
me. Um, so as far as like more of a biker type of a cologne, I prefer
ombre leather.
Tony Iommi Monkey Special. I rock that. I will rock ombre leather. I like Spice Bomb dark leather.
I didn't like that one, but again, I don't. It's weird. I don't really like leather, but I love ombre leather parfum. That one smells so good to me.
If you rode a Harley and was rocking a leather jacket though, you would probably be like, "Oh damn, this just fits with the outfit."
Right. I actually like it. I wish it lasts longer. I don't know which one he's talking about. Maybe Eros. Ant Braun going out again. Love the physicality, but the refs for sure bailing him out. C2, are you saying they're bailing LeBron out or who? I feel like I don't know. I feel like the beauty with fragrances is like there are definitely some fragrances where like you think of a job and you're like, oh yeah, you would 100% wear this fragrance. Like you kind of like you didn't directly say this, but you had kind of like said it. Like when we're talking about like a CEO or something like that, they're gonna be wearing something like Dior Homme Intense, or if
Yeah.
you have, like you work like I don't know, I guess I'm not gonna continue on giving like examples, but it's just beautiful with fragrances because like there's limitless possibilities. You can match them with your outfit, match them with what you're doing that day. You can match them with, oh, I'm going to work, so I'm going to wear this specific type of fragrance. There's just like there's so much more to fragrances than just the smell
Oh
and
yeah.
putting them on.
Your personality or the season or the occasion or how you're feeling or how you want to be feeling. Anything
Right,
with like a pop of ginger, some zesty grapefruit, bright orange, that if I'm in a bad mood, I spray that, it just uplifts me
right.
right away. It's just nice.
He's talking about Dracar Noir. Yeah, I think that this. I don't think that this is the worst fragrance ever. It definitely just does smell like a old school masculine fragrance. It smells good. Is it something I would wear? Once in a blue moon, yes. Wolves for sure. Over. Ant got hurt. CT, you better be fucking playing with me right now. Are you a basketball fan, Grim?
I mean, I love all sports and I used to play all sports, but I've not followed sports in so long just because of, once I got my license and started driving and working out, the gym, women, vehicles, car clubs, things like that. I didn't pay attention to sports.
Here, let's see. I think we're gonna end it here soon. Don't think about a light blue or light blue intense. For me, um, I don't know if I'm crazy for this. I think it would be more worth it just to get light blue, just the original, because to me, the original and the intense smell like exactly the same. He's holding his knee. That's not good. Hopefully, it's just one of those injuries where it just like hurts him for the game. He walked off on his own power. We might be good. Hopefully, GH3, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, G?
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what are some okay. What are some fragrances you have from Cologne? Because I know you have Island, but I don't know if you have any other ones.
Currently, I just have Island, and that was because one of my subscribers wanted me to do a review on it.
You feel like that one's worth it?
I think it is. I mean, I smelled Le Parfum, and from that one time, it smells close. I can't tell you how close though, but I think as a standalone, not saying it's 1 to 1. I think as a standalone, it's good.
Mhm. Yeah, Collage Shiaka Blue. I mean, I've been talking about this one ever since I got it. I was skeptical with the Collage brand, but this one just has honestly made me want to try them. Like, like Island. They also have like a Blue Spice, which is like a blue talisman clone. But I don't know. They all seem pretty intriguing to me. At
You
first, I
definitely
thought
need to try Hawas Fire.
I do want to try Hawas Fire. I really do want to try it. It's like $40. It's like $36 or something on Joma Shop. So it is definitely getting cheaper. I think maybe
Worth it.
I would pick it up. I mean, maybe I would just order it by itself. But really, if I do order off like a discounter, I try to order enough so I can get free shipping because as weird as it sounds, I would rather spend $50 more to get free shipping than pay like
To save
$7 for shipping.
15.
I don't know why. Well, and it's like here's the thing, because then really it's
Well,
a
you're
waste
that
because I'm
extra 15 or 20 is going towards a fragrance, basically.
exactly, and it's like now, like granted, yeah, I'm spending more money, but I'm still, if I'm like, oh, okay, this fragrance is $70, I need 30 more bucks to get free shipping, or I can pay $10 in shipping. I would rather just save that $10, buy a cologne for $30, but it wouldn't be a waste because it would be a cologne that I still want. So then instead of just
Right.
waiting to order it and then maybe having to spend another $10 on shipping, just order them both at the same time.
Yep.
Wolves took the lead. Let's go, dude. Wolves better win. But yeah, I think here's probably a good spot to start wrapping up if you think so.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun.
I'm just a tiny channel over here, so when bigger YouTubers wanna give me a little shine, I'm down. So
Yeah.
whatever
Well, and
works
I
for
mean,
you.
also, it's like I've been live with King so many times. I've been live with Brian so many times. I've been live with Barry, been live with Dayron, been live with C2, and me and you just hadn't been live. So I figured, why not? I hit you up. Luckily, you responded. Otherwise, I probably was just going to hit up King again and be like, King, do you want to hop on? But yeah, it was fun, man. It was really fun. Thank you for coming on. We'll definitely do this again sometime.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone else, if y'all have not, please go subscribe to Grim. Thank you all for watching. Grim, have a good night. Everyone else, have a good night. Peace, everyone.
All right, you too. Later.